Are you trying to heal your past? That phrase is everywhere. Heal your past, do the work. You can't move forward until you heal what happened back then. And look, I get why that sounds right. It sounds responsible. It sounds like growth. But most people never stop and ask what that actually means. Because the way we talk about healing your past, it sounds like the goal is to finish it, close the chapter, resolve it, get to a point where it doesn't affect you anymore. That's just not how people work. Your past doesn't disappear, it doesn't wrap itself up cleanly, and it definitely doesn't wait for you to feel ready. What actually changes, when something really changes, isn't the past. It's how the past taught you to see. That difference matters. There are two separate things people keep mashing together. One is the event itself. What happened? What went wrong? What you could have done differently? What was your responsibility and what wasn't? That matters. And yeah, therapy can help there. A lot sometimes. But that's only half the picture. The other part is what almost nobody looks at. What that event did to your perception afterward. How it shifted the way you read situations. How it changed what your system flags as danger. What you brace for now. What you expect before anything even happens. Most people spend years revisiting the event. Very few ever stop and examine the lens it left behind. And that's where this whole idea of healing your past starts to fall apart. Because you can understand an experience perfectly and still live like it's happening again and again. Not because you're broken, because your system learned something powerfully expensive. After certain experiences, your perception shifts. Neutral moments don't feel neutral anymore. Silence feels like something's wrong, ambiguity feels unsafe, tone starts to feel like intent. You're not reacting just to what's happening, you're reacting to what might happen. Or what once happened. Or what your system is trying really hard to make sure never happens again. That's not a flaw, that's adaptation. The problem is when adaptation quietly turns into identity. People say, this is just who I am now. No, this is how you learn to see. And if nobody ever helps you notice that, you can spend your entire life trying to heal something that isn't actually the main issue. This is how people get stuck in healing loops. They keep revisiting the story, revisiting the feelings, revisiting the meaning, and every time the emotional charge stays alive. At some point, that's not healing anymore. That's just keeping the system energized. Some people say they've been healing for years. At some point, it's fair to ask, healing what exactly? Because if nothing about how you interpret new experiences is changing, then the past is still running the show. Quietly. Automatically. Without being questioned. Over time, something else happens too. You get more guarded, more defended, more reactive. Not because you want to be, because your system is trying to protect itself. People usually describe this as being hardened by trauma. But it's not damage, it's weight. Your ego doesn't inflate, it thickens. And once that happens, the world starts to feel sharper than it actually is, more personal, more threatening. Again, nothing is wrong with you. But if no one ever helps you see that this shift happened, you'll keep interpreting the present through old information. This is where therapy needs to be talked about honestly. Therapy can help you understand what happened. It can help you untangle responsibility. It can help you see patterns you couldn't see before. That's real value. But therapy isn't meant to be a permanent orbit. If therapy never gives you a direction to move, it's not guidance, it's containment. If every session keeps lighting up the same emotional signals without changing how you interpret new situations, then the loop stays alive. At that point, you're not healing the past, you're rehearsing it. That doesn't mean therapy failed. It means it got treated like an end state instead of a tool. And this is where I want to be very clear about what we're doing here. We're not here to heal you. We're not here to fix your past. We're not here to make anything disappear. We're here to look at how you're seeing. Because the moment you can see the lens, you're not trapped inside it anymore. Most people keep asking, why does this still affect me? A better question points somewhere else entirely. One that doesn't look backward, one that doesn't offer comfort, one that actually changes orientation. So when we slow down and pay attention, is therapy helping me reorient how I see the world, or is it teaching me how to live permanently organized around my trauma?